Nicole, I'm 23. I have a 2.5-year-old little boy. I'm in college full-time studying art and design and self-employed selling my artwork as well. Before joining Talent Match, I didn't do very much really. I wanted to go back to college, couldn't afford to buy all the equipment that I needed for the course. There's quite a lot required to be an art and design course. The equipment needed to start the course was around £150 worth, and being a single parent, I couldn't have bought it all by myself. The Work Start Fund helped me massively. It paid for basically all the equipment I needed to start college again, which meant the only thing I needed to worry about was childcare. And again, Work Start Fund has helped me with that sometimes as well, so it's been very useful. I've recently finished a contract for an adult colouring book that I was working on. I started in September and finished it back in January. I'd started initially selling paper cut templates and had a lot of people ask if I could just sell the line drawings so that they could colour them in, and basically started from there with designing more pages and got approached by a publisher online. So a lot of the templates I've created are things like just patterns, there's a few fairies and that sort of thing in there, but the colouring pages are more realistic, but basic outlines of realistic things, so they don't have a huge amount of detail, because what we found is a lot of people like to add in their own detail with like shading and things like that. So the contract's with an American company called Blue Star Colouring. It's a 2-year contract, and basically it's just for the one book at the moment. I did also have just one image in a Christmas book they did. It was a compilation of all their illustrators and an image from each of them, and that obviously came out just before Christmas. But the contract is sort of a kind of open-ended one with the potential to create more books with them should this first one be successful. So, and each book after that would be another 2-year contract for that book. So it's got the potential to go quite far if the first one does well, basically. I've always enjoyed art right from being a child. I remember enjoying art. Yeah, always loved it, and it's nice to actually be able to do something with it that has the potential to earn me some money and doing something I love. It's always like being self-employed has always been something I've been interested in. Before I had my little boy, I was self-employed for a short while. I didn't think it would be possible to do it again after having Jamie, but going back to college has sort of encouraged me to get back into drawing properly and sort of give me somewhere to go with it all, really. And they help out a lot with ideas of different things that I could try. And going self-employed isn't as scary as you'd think. It's a case of finding out as much as you can about it before you jump in, I think. I think taxes put most people off, but if you keep on top of recording everything you spend, everything that you have coming in, and keep it in spreadsheets or something, whatever works best for you, when it comes to doing your tax return, it's a case of adding up columns and putting information into a different form, and that's it. And it's so much easier if you keep on top of it. Don't leave it all to the last minute, basically. Talent Match has, well, recently just put me in contact with someone else who can maybe help with business plans and that sort of thing, and they run classes on marketing and all that sort of thing. So it's an organisation I never would have heard of without Talent Match. The benefits of being self-employed for me personally is I'm in college full-time, obviously, so it doesn't leave a lot of room for employment outside of those hours. Obviously I have my little boy, and nursery sort of closed pretty much as soon as college finishes, so self-employment works for me because I can do that when he's gone to bed, and I don't have to worry about childcare in the evenings. I can work it around everything I do. But it's definitely a possible way of breaking back into work, especially if you've been out of work for a while. I was out of work for 2 years, I think, after I had my little boy, before I started self-employment, and it's quite a good thing to have on a CV as well, I think. You know, if you've done it successfully, it's something you can talk about and say that, you know, it shows that you're self-motivated as well, I think, which is good. I think my biggest challenge has been, because I started the self-employment before I started college, is since starting college, most of the time I would have been working before is now taken up with college, and evenings, a lot of it, I'm sort of having to do college work. So it's sort of managing my time around a full-time course. It's difficult to start off with. I think I'm about there with it now, but it's definitely a case of sitting down and figuring out exactly what needs to be done when, and how much time you can afford to spend on different things, basically, and making sure you do it. Well, I think without Talent Match, I wouldn't be where I am with any of my work or college now, basically. It just wouldn't have been possible. So, definitely a good thing to get involved with.